I can see the group who's talking to us right now is bigger, actually more responsible than the group that's affiliated with Ground Zero Planet Earth.
Yes, that's true.
We can see the angels and godly presences affiliated with Planet Earth are part of the presences who report to this other community.
Yeah, that's true.
Angels and godly presences, but they're responsible for a lot more than Planet Earth.
That's true.
What about other planets that have this level of dysfunction, that have been successfully turned around? We also have this problem of hordes of the dead, billions upon billions of dead presences who don't know that they're dead. They really don't know that they're dead. They think they're alive, and so they're living their little fantasy lives in their little fantasy realms, but it isn't real. And there's so many layers of them now that they're kind of compacting into a tangled mess. He's asking, what other problems do you have? We also don't have any upward flow. The upward flow shut down 3, 4, 5 years ago, maybe.
That's true.
And it's a serious problem because there's nothing to blow the intuitive channels up.
That's true.
To wiser minds above when presences go to sleep, and so there's nothing to interrupt this circular parade to destruction where everybody is following each other into lowest common denominator thinking, acting. And there's no integrity left.
That's what someone was just saying. He was saying also there's no integrity.
There's just none. There's absolutely no integrity. And to the point that presences seem to think they're acting with integrity, and they're acting just like absolute low lives.
That's the word.
And they seem to be unaware of it. It's like that's not integrity. You're some combination of lying, cheating, stealing, and bullying, and usually all of those are present. You're lying, you're cheating, you're stealing, and you're bullying, and so don't yap too much about how much you have integrity, because it's not compelling. So we have that problem, the lack of integrity. And the karmic cycles are so delayed that there's not karmic feedback until after the life is over.
That's true.
And having house-trained puppies, anybody who's house-trained a puppy surely can relate to how ineffective it would be to delay feedback until after the puppy died.
That's true.
Puppies would never stop peeing in the house. They would pee in the house all the time if we didn't give them feedback.
That's true.
So we think that's really not a workable plan. We think that those karmic cycles need to be shortened significantly. We've been asking for an experiment of instant karma.
Yes.
And wiser minds above have said, and rightly so, look, sometimes people have a really bad day and then they sleep on it and they realize they were a jerk, and they wake up and they try to make amends. So instant karma doesn't give people the chance to clean up their own messes, and we can follow that thinking. And so then we've asked, okay, well, how about karma delivered a week at a time?
That's true.
And make the assessment at the same day every week, and then deliver the karma for that week.
That's right.
Sunday morning, Monday morning, at some point in time, say, all right, here's your karmic grade for last week, and here's the balance. And then what they say is, well, that's too long. People rack up too much bad karma in a week.
That's what someone just said. That's true.
So then how about half a week?
Half a week?
How about 3.5 days at a time?
That's true.
From midnight to noon 3.5 days later, and then to midnight 3.5 days after that.
And a counting, a balancing, and the cycle restarts.
For Ground Zero Planet Earth, for each of us, for ourselves as individuals, everybody as individuals, individual karmic feedback because people are making their individual choices in answer to somebody's question.
That's
Why
true.
not as a collective? Because everybody's making their individual choices, and
That's true.
nothing else makes sense. Everything else isn't really applying karma. It's something else.
That's true.
For him is the message, and why do you ask? And they're saying, and what about the cells of your body and the different choices that they're making? And I understand the point, I do, but we start somewhere and do something. That's what our Ra said. He would say, don't get hung up on what you can't do. Do what you can do. Start somewhere, do something. You'll be surprised at what you can accomplish, and often we are surprised at what we can accomplish when we just start somewhere and do something.
That's true. And someone is making the connection between the first line of thinking in this session and the second line of channeling in this session. When someone was talking about how we're all cells in the body of Earth, and now they're talking about karmic reallocation on the larger scale to affect the smaller scale, and I can tell that there's a point between the two.
Has there been a successful turnaround of a planet with these kinds of challenges? This fantasy addiction is enormous.
Yeah.
That they asked, what would you pick as the number one thing? Well, it's hard to pick a number one thing. The fantasy addiction is enormous.
That's true.
And the delayed karma is also enormous.
That's true.
Because there's no feedback. And then wiser minds above have told us that the humans, as they're dying, they're good for nothing but factory farm food.
That's true.
And we'd like to see some kind of rehab opportunities before everybody dies.
That's true.
That's why we're asking, in answer to somebody's question, we're asking for more immediate karmic feedback. And obviously it's not just for humans, but humans are the ones who are destroying the planet right now. So humans are the collective that's racking up the big bad karma right now. So can we start with humans? And start with the humans who have the resources
That's
and
true.
the power. Like, leave the poor people out of it. Like those people in Indonesia who are living in garbage dumps, literally living in garbage dumps, literally living in garbage dumps. Let's leave them out of it. Let's work with the people who have the resources. Is that okay, please? If there's or feel free to include them. I'm not saying don't include them, but
That's
you guys
true.
were saying just a minute ago, somebody's arguing with somebody. You guys were saying just a minute ago that it's too much to do. So if it's too much to do, okay, start with the humans with the resources.
That's true.
And then they say, well, you can't just do that. Okay, well then, please, for all of us, each of us as individuals, like we asked for at the start of it. And now somebody is starting to get upset and feeling like, I need to step out of the room before I lose my cool.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a soul who's a good quality soul who knows probably as much about this situation as anybody else.
That's true.
They feel just completely at my limit. And it could be Saul.
It could be Saul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could be somebody else.
Could be somebody else.
Could be, but that's when I try to say somebody else that's not as accurate as Saul.
That's true.
He's just feeling so fed up with you. He's calling you yahoos.
Yahoos, that's the word.
Fed up with your yahoo. Fed up with you yahoos.
And who is you?
What we're actually trying to find is a planet with this level of difficulties that's successfully been turned around.
That's true.
Is there anybody who knows of another planet, dimension, combo pack, with this level of challenges that's been successfully turned around? And if so, what were the turnaround tricks?
Now it's just really quiet.
It's really quiet. At least it shut up the arguing.
That's true.